What is good? In this video, we're going to be reacting to NF's Leave Me Alone. Alright, hey, stop biting my nuts. Hey, stop biting my nuts. Hey, that's not cool. Chill. We're going to listen to this. Alright? Let's get it. Who's he calling?
Hey! Panic stricken. Handle business, not a joke, yeah. Manners missing, travel different, no control, yeah. Time to listen, time to zip it, keep it close. My description, highly gifted, take some notes, yeah. Lacking.
Bruh, don't do this to me. We are 28 seconds in, and this guy is coming with heat. You know what's making it so good right now? Is the effects that he's adding into the song. And maybe I touched on this when I was watching the search, but it's clear that it's coming up more in this song. Like the way how he started off with like the phone ringing, it just adds so much more atmosphere to the song. It's like you are watching a film, but being told what's happening through the art form of hip hop. And then also, why is he still wearing the black clothing? Why is the black balloons there? I don't know if I've got the chronology of the songs mixed up in terms of how I was meant to watch the videos from the search, but in the search, how we ended that off was when he was given that white suit. So, and I can clearly see that there's a dude in the back wearing black, and he's also got balloons. So judging from my theory from the last song, which was the search, that the balloons are a signifier of the burdens that people carry, their imperfections that they carry with them, their skeletons, if you will. It's like NF is converting these people to be okay with their emotional worry, with their burdens. And that's something that I hope comes out more within the lyrical content of these songs that we're going to listen to.
No control, yeah. Time to listen, time to zip it, keep it close. My description, highly gifted, take some notes, yeah. Lacking interest, why'd you visit? Hit the road, yeah. Kinda twisted, so keep your distance, be a ghost. Yeah, see, I'm invented, but quite the menace. You ain't know? Well, then I'm offended. Let's jog your memories, here we go, yeah. I went from nobody to kinda famous. Hide my plaques inside a closet, I just can't explain it. My wife, she tells me that she's proud and thinks that I should hang them, but I just leave them on the ground right next to myself. Yeah, mental health. Where's my mental health?
I just leave my plaques on the ground next to my self-hatred? I don't think there's anyone in hip-hop that has as much humility as this dude who isn't afraid to talk about it or scared to talk about it. I just don't think that there's a person that does that. I feel like there are rappers that embody that, like J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar. That's just part of who they are. But I don't think in terms of actual rappers who put that into their lyrical content, I don't think there's anyone who is confident enough to put that in a song and feel okay with it, you know? It's great to see that NF is comfortable with saying these things. Like, he's comfortable with sharing with us that he's able to just throw a plaque that people would dream of if they chose this path as a career, but he just puts that on the ground next to his self-hatred, and it shows you that he doesn't value those things in his life. He doesn't value self-hatred, he doesn't value plaques. Or the imagery around that could also mean that the plaque was actually a byproduct of that self-hatred, and that's why he puts it on the floor next to them. So there's kind of two avenues that you could explore there, but it's really great to see NF in a space where he just feels comfortable and confident to just be himself in the music.
She tells me that she's proud and thinks that I should hang them, but I just leave them on the ground right next to my self-hatred. Yeah, mental health. Where's my mental health? Diagnosed with OCD, what does that mean? We'll gather around. That means I obsessively obsess on things I think about. That means I might take a normal thought and think it's so profound. Ruminating, fill balloons are full of doubts. Do the same things. If I don't, I'm overwhelmed. Thoughts are pacing. They go round and round and round. It's so draining. Let's move on to something else. Fine. Running the game if they don't even know it. Like I'm undercover and knowing to blow it. They come out of nowhere, they don't even notice. The flow is so cold you would think it was snowing. I'm under the weather, but wind isn't blowing. I got an umbrella for difficult moments. You gotta admit it, I'm very devoted. I'm out in the rain, but it don't always always.
Nah, we out. Who is this guy? Someone has swapped NF with some other dude that has the capability, the cadence, and the flow of a freaking machine. Obviously, progression, growth exists. But to see it at this scale and this level of just consistent growth over time, that's rare. That's rare to see someone who has put time and work into their craft, but age, as they're getting older, as the music gets older, they get better. There are only very few artists that can do that. One of them, in my eyes, completely outside the genre of hip hop, is John Mayer. Every time that dude puts out an album, ages like fine wine, because his skills get better. He develops his guitar skills, he develops his lyrical ability. If we're talking about in the realm of hip hop, I mean, I'm trying to think of artists that have aged with the way how they put out music. Lupe is another one. I've referenced Lupe a lot. M's another one. I don't even want to put Kendrick in that category. I think Kendrick has just always been awesome and can continue, and Eddie Will could just continue to be awesome. J. Cole, you could say, but I still feel like J. Cole's got a long way to go. Oh, snap. And another thing I just noticed, the white suit is in the shopping cart. So obviously this has to be leading on from the search. Or, ow! You know this is going in the video, right?
Really?
Yeah.
Where's this cheese thing? There you go.
Get your asses out of here. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Quick intermission. As I was saying, I just noticed that the white suit is in the shopping cart. So what the f does that even mean now? There's just so much more symbolism coming out in these videos now. And I think that shift started. Actually, I think he's always done that. I think he's always had some sort of element of symbolism. It's just much more elevated. And what I mean by symbolism, I'm not talking like, oh, Illuminati symbols and like shit like that. I'm talking about symbolism in relation to the context of his story. So I'm intrigued, like, why he hasn't put on the white suit, why he's still in the black suit, why he's still carrying the balloons. Like, there's just so much to be asked.
When they come out of nowhere, they don't even notice the flow is so cold you would think it was snowing. I'm under the weather, but wind isn't blowing. I got an umbrella for difficult moments. You gotta admit it, I'm very devoted. I'm out in the rain, but it don't always open so high. Hold up my balloons and cover up my face. I can feel them weighing on me every day. I should let them go and watch them float away. But I'm scared if I do, then I'll be more afraid. Tell them how I feel, but they don't wanna change. Tell them how I feel, but they remain the same. Loosen up my grip, they say that's not okay. Quiet, 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 quiet. Hey, leave me alone. Hey, yeah. Quiet, 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 quiet. Yeah, leave me alone. Yeah. Quiet, 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 quiet. Yeah, leave me alone.
Okay, so the balloons are making a lot more sense now. So if I divulge back to my theory in the search that these balloons are the burdens, the imperfections, the chip on the shoulder that he carries every single day, the fact that he just said, if I let go of them, I'm unsure if I'd be okay without them. I don't think that's the exact line, but that was kind of the premise of it and the sentiment of it. Then what is NF without those balloons? Or what is anyone without imperfections? Because no one is perfect. Everyone deals with doesn't matter what status you are at in our capitalist society. You could be a billionaire. It's like that John Bellion line where he's like, let me give the kids just a little help. Tell the money is not the key to wealth. Because if it can stop the pain, then how the f do you explain a bunch of millionaires that kill themselves? Like, that is the sentiment of, I feel like, this song. Because everyone has issues. It doesn't matter if you're earning billions of dollars a year. That doesn't mean that it equates to your happiness. You can be just as happy with less and be okay, right? Everyone deals with their issues. Everyone has their own imperfections. Everyone has their own chip on the shoulder. But the issue is here, I feel like with NF, is that he can't function without those, which is the crazy thing. It's like they've almost become his crutch that he leans on. It's almost like those burdens have become his superpower.
Quiet, 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 yeah, leave me alone. When they debate if we're underrated, we're so overlooked that they're looking over our numbers, Nathan. We don't do enough interviews to go out in public lately. We don't post enough on our socials to keep the buzz from fading. Let it fade, yeah, let it fade. Once it's decimated, then you drop a song out of nowhere and all the fans embrace it. Then the buzz will surface again as part of my operation. I don't need advice from my couch right now, end of conversation. Shut your mouth, yeah, shut your mouth.
Dude just laid out his whole marketing plan in front of us, bro. He said, I don't give a if my music ain't hitting your audience. This is my army. I've got my army. These are the people who I'm marketing to, and I don't want to even make it sound like it's marketing because this guy is genuine with his intent. I don't want to make it sound like he's doing this for marketing purpose and doing it for numbers, because that is the complete opposite. I hate it when they debate if we're underrated. We're so overlooked that they're overlooking the numbers, Nathan. Like, I love that. That's like the biggest flex. Like, everyone knows that he outdid Chance the Rapper on album sales and no one knew who the he was. Like, just imagine that for a second. No one knows who you are and you outdo one of the hottest rappers. Well, not so hot now because everyone's like killing, like everyone's Chance the Rapper right now. But you come in the game, you've got an army behind you, and you cleared out one of the most popular rappers in the game at that time by a landslide. I love that he flexed on that, because I feel like sometimes this dude is too humble. Like, he needs some of that energy to balance it out, in my opinion. Like, I want to hear him flex a bit more, because he doesn't really talk about his achievements, and his achievements should be something that are paid attention to and should be talked about. Because if you're just too humble, then you can kind of come across as just superficial. But flex on them a little bit, show them, like, tell them. And I like that. I like that he's doing that now.
The puzzle surface again is part of my operation. I don't need advice from my couch right now. End of conversation. Shut your mouth, yeah, shut your mouth. Better tone it down, close it now. If you make a sound, I'ma change it down. Funny how they be acting loud, coming unannounced, floating round. Man, the kid is wild, pretty wild, true. I'm kinda funny, but don't really show it. I keep it together, but have a disorder. I go to my room and I sit in my corner and talk to myself in a language that's foreign. I think of a rhyme and I have to record it, but no, if I don't, I wake up in the morning and question my life again, always avoiding. I hate to be different, but hate to be normal, so I hold up my balloons and cover up my face. I can feel them weighing on me every day. I should let them go and watch them float away, but I'm scared if I do, then I'll be more afraid. Tell them
that pre-chorus that he's written, hands down his best. Like, the melody of it, the flow of it. I could literally loop that on repeat and just listen to that a whole day. Like, come on, get out of it.
Weighing on me every day. I should let them go and watch them float away, but I'm scared if I do, then I'll be more afraid. Tell them how I feel, but they don't wanna change. Tell them how I feel, but they remain the same. Loosen up my grip, they say that's not okay. Quiet, 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 quiet. Hey, leave me alone. Hey, yeah. Quiet, 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 quiet. Yeah, leave me alone. Yeah. Quiet, 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 quiet. Yeah, leave me alone. Remember back in No Name, I said Fame called. Told you I hung up, it kinda felt wrong. Finally called him back, we didn't talk long. He asked me how I'd been, I sent him this song. Yeah, think he took offense, he kinda seemed off. I texted him that night to ask what he thought. It took a couple days to get a response, but once I finally did, he said the song sucks. Feel the symptoms, couldn't.
I reacted to No Name on this channel. That was my first ever NF reaction video, because I just wanted to see what the hype was about. So I just typed in NF on YouTube and clicked the first song that I thought was going to be good. And No Name I listened to. And the fact that he's just referenced it now, it's making more sense. And it's making sense as to why Fame as a personified character makes sense in his story. I think that's been evident through the way how he comes across as an artist, because he's someone who just keeps to himself. But I love that he's now introducing that to his lyrical content. I also love that he kind of makes you fill in the blanks with the punchlines. Like when he says, I called Fame and sent him this song, and then what's the title of the song? Leave Me Alone, right? So I sent Fame, Leave Me Alone, i.e. I'm telling Fame to leave me alone because I don't want any of that, right? So I love how he makes you kind of just subconsciously fill in those blanks with whatever it is the punchline is going to be. And it's just so dope, because it's like, sometimes you won't catch that, and I probably like missed a lot of things where he does that, but when you do catch it, it's like, oh, that's sick. I love the way how you structured that.
He thought it took a couple days to get a response, but once I finally did, he said the song sucks. Feel the symptoms, couldn't miss them, wrestle with them, then I pin and flip them. Brought some back up, nowhere, you should get some. Who you dissing? Mood is switching, don't come in the kitchen, you should listen. Cooking record for my hands are blistering. So persistent, don't forget this, hold the tension.
Cooking records in the kitchen so hot my hands are blistering. You don't want this smoke with NF. I'm cooking up the heat. I'm whipping that up in the saucepan. Look at the flick of the wrist. My shit is fire. Yes, like I said earlier, this is the type of NF I want to hear. Like, I want to hear a bit of that braggadocio. I don't want to always hear like how he's like shy and timid and like in his box. And obviously there's a time and a place for that. But I want to hear him come on like that, hungry. Like he's hungry to just clear out everyone, because the dude has the ability to really, if he wanted to, and I don't think he wants to, but really make an impact in the rap game if he wanted to. But with what's going on right now with Snoop Dogg and Eminem and this whole thing about white rappers can't be the best at rap because it was a black thing, like, my thoughts on that is dumb. If we flip the script here and we said if NF was black, would he be more accepted in hip-hop culture? I don't know. I don't think he would be, because Hopsin, although Hopsin's lyrical content is a lot different to NF, he's like massively accepted in hip-hop, but they kind of come from the same cloth. I feel like NF and Hopsin are of that same cloth. So yeah, I don't know if NF was black, he would be held as someone who did make an impact on hip-hop culture. But anyway, he's not making music for the masses. He's making music for a mass, which is not the masses. It's his mass, it's his army, it's his, followings. I just think this guy could, if he really wanted to, he could make a huge dent in hip-hop culture. But for me, I just want to see this dude win.
My hands are blistering, so persistent, don't forget this, hold the tension, soul is bending, no pretending, open-ended, low percentage, so demented, whole consensus, flow tremendous, no apprentice, no incentive, show intensive, so possessive, tone aggressive, watch your step when I hold up my balloons and cover up my face. I can feel them weighing on me every day. I should let them go and watch them float away. But I'm scared if I do, then I'll be more afraid. Leave me alone, leave me alone, yeah, leave me alone. Leave me alone, yeah, leave me alone, leave me alone, yeah, leave me alone, leave me alone, hey, leave me alone.
And that hits hard.
Quiet, yeah, leave me alone. Yeah, quiet, yeah, leave me alone. Hey, yeah, quiet, yeah, leave me alone.
I hit the phone. Ooh, he's giving the balloons away. Ooh. Does that mean the people in the white suits are the therapists? So these are the people that are helping NF? The people that NF can confide in? These people in white suits? If we're going off the basis that the balloons are his imperfections and his burdens, and he just gave that to someone, then he's letting them go. But then he's afraid that if he lets them go, then he's not going to be the same person. That's every single time. Just something gets better. Something gets better, whether it's the storytelling, whether it's the production, whether it's the lyrics, whether it's the cinematics. The cinematics is, on point throughout what we've seen of The Search so far. It's just on point, and it adds to the story. It adds to the context of what we're listening to. Even like the phone as well. Like, who is he calling? Is that him calling Fame? Like, he referenced Fame in it, and he was like, I called Fame, sent him the song, blah, blah, blah. But is there another character that we're going to see that he also calls and he has like more dialogue with? And that's something that I like to see. Like, I really enjoy that when he puts in these characters, whether they're characters that are personified, from bad experiences that he's had in the past. I just really enjoyed that kind of writing where someone can not be blatantly upfront and obvious about what they're saying, but still be clear about what they're saying, but also doing it in a way where it's just like obscure and you are kind of like left to pick up the pieces of what he's actually talking about. I really love how he does that. Please consider becoming part of the Alt Gang by smashing that subscribe button and hitting the notification bell down below. Other than that, get the fuck out of here. Have a nice day. Goodbye.